Let's come back to the visit. Here in Washington, D.C., you feel like the US is romancing Narendra Modi. A state visit, a lavish dinner, a throng of people, all of it makes for a great event and headlines. But that is only the highlight reel. There's a long backstory too, and like all love stories, this too had its twists and turns. Let me start with a picture. This is from the year 1994, where a much younger Narendra Modi stands outside the White House. He'd been invited by the American Council of Young Political Leaders. It's a non-profit organization. Clad in a simple cotton kurta, he stands along with some other political leaders, probably oblivious of how his America story will unfold. About a decade later, that story takes an unexpected turn. Modi's visa is revoked in the year 2005. He's banned from entering the United States of America. Why? Over the Gujarat riots of 2002. Where he was acquitted by Indian courts but held guilty by the Americans. Like all things, this too passed. Within the next decade, things began to change and change dramatically for Narendra Modi. His political star rose, as did his profile on the world stage. You could say Modi's rags to riches story mirrors the phenomenal rise of India. It is now the world's fastest growing major economy, a digital powerhouse, the most populous nation and the largest democracy. The Modi story took a turn in the year 2014. He led his party, the Bharatiya Janata Party, to a landslide victory in the general election. He became the Prime Minister of India. And within a few months, this is what happened. Prime Minister Narendra Modi made his first triumphant visit to the United States. He had a private dinner with President Obama. He toured the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial with the President. He received a rally fit for a rock star at Madison Square Garden, with 19,000 cheering members of the Indian diaspora. This marks the beginning of America's budding romance with Modi, which grew with each visit over the years. But this week's visit, his eighth, could be historic and path-breaking because this is his first state visit to the US. He's only the third Indian leader to do so, to come on a state visit to America. During his tenure of 9 years, this is the 12th time Modi will address the legislature in a foreign country. This is the highest number of times for any Indian Prime Minister till date, much higher than what his predecessors achieved during their respective tenures. Dr. Manmohan Singh addressed foreign legislatures 7 times in his 10-year tenure. Indira Gandhi 4 times, Nehru thrice, Rajiv Gandhi and Atal Bihari Vajpayee twice, and former Prime Ministers like Morarji Desai and Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao only once. And specifically talking about addressing the US legislature, former Prime Ministers have done so too, including Nehru, Rajiv Gandhi, P.V. Narasimha Rao, Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Manmohan Singh. But Prime Minister Modi will become the only Indian PM to address the US Congress for the second time. And this is testimony not only of Narendra Modi's rising influence, but also of India's growing stature on the world stage. Modi has single-handedly changed the political landscape of India. There is unwavering determination towards progress, with development as a key driver. So it's no surprise that America is going all out to partner with India. And only a decade ago, few anticipated that Modi would become such an ardent champion of stronger ties with the United States, that he would go on from being persona non grata to Prime Minister and America's state guest.